tell you guys some of the differences that you can use to tell them apart. So I'm gonna start off with, and I'm gonna go over against Indigo. Once again, she is a California sea lion. She is a 17-year-old female. This is animal care specialist Brooke, who is working with Indigo right now. So first things first, if you see Indigo right there, she's got those big, powerful front flippers that she is putting the majority of her weight on. Those in the water is what she uses to, not only to dance, she uses those powerful flippers to propel herself. She is going to flap through the water. Those are what's pushing her through. Those back flippers are going to be what's steering, or helping her steer. Seals, on the other hand, they use the opposite. They use their rear flippers to swim, to propel themselves, and they're going to go side-to-side motion, whereas the sea lions, again, they're doing that flapping motion. And then the seals will use their front flippers to steer. Now, like I said, she's putting the majority of her weight on those front flippers. California sea lions, another difference is they are much larger than harbor seals. A full-grown male California sea lion, they can reach up to about 9 feet in length and they weigh up to 900 pounds. Whereas a harbor seal, a full-grown male, will reach closer to about 5 feet in length and weigh about 250 pounds. And so we have those big, powerful front flippers to help our heavier sea lions on land. Now, they aren't just using their front flippers on land. California sea lions have the amazing ability to rotate their hips underneath themselves, making use of their rear flippers on land as well. They can use their rear flippers on land as well, making them extremely quick, extremely agile, both on flat surfaces, but also, as I'm sure those of you who have seen them on the beach, they can fly. They're on rocks, they're on boats, they're on docks, they're on buoys. Seals, on the other hand, their hips are used. They cannot rotate them. They cannot really use their rear flippers on land. So instead, they move as Indigo is demonstrating now. So not even that fast. Indigo is better seal movement than seals are. They use their abdominal muscles similar to what Indigo just demonstrated, but more closely similar to how you or I would do the worm dance. So when seals do it, it is called the lumping. Alright, next, differences in movement, differences in size. Another difference is going to be coloration. Indigo there is a classic example of sea lion coloration, that beautiful brown, but specifically that one shade of brown. Her whole body, she might have like a couple spots with lights hitting that are a little lighter, or when they're dry, they're going to be lighter. But for the most part, it's that one solid brown. Harbor seals, they come in a variety of colors, anywhere from light silver, dark silver, black, brown, tan, and they're going to have spots, they're going to have blotches. Their top halves might be a different half than their bottom half. A different color than their bottom half. And each individual is going to have a different pattern, a different coloration. And this helps them camouflage. Harbor seals are a more solitary species. California sea lions are very social, but harbor seals are very solitary. So when they are napping, find themselves underwater, they do nap underwater, or they can nap underwater, they tuck themselves into a rocky cove, and their pattern helps them blend in, makes them very hard to be spotted by predators. My favorite difference, easiest one, especially like I said, they're native to our waters here off of California, and our California waters are very dark, very murky. It is hard to see when they're in the water how big they are, what color they are, which flippers they're using to swim. But when their heads are poking out, the easiest way to tell is you look at their head. If they've got cute little ears like Indigo has there, guaranteed California sea lions. Seals, they do have ears, but they do not have these external ear flaps that our California sea lions have. Now those are the differences. For those of you who would like to test that out, we have Seal Cove just across the way. See if you can tell apart our seal and sea lion friends, or head over to the coast. See them out in the ocean. Pier 39, I know, is a good spot to see them, but also Point Reyes that also has elephant seals, which are really cool. Anyways, I will go on to talk about what we spend the majority of our day doing here at Sea Lion Stadium, and that is what Brooke has been demonstrating throughout the presentation, and that's training, working with our animals. our priority with our training is husbandry. And that husbandry behaviors are behaviors that allow our animals to participate voluntarily in their own healthcare, as Indigo is demonstrating now. This is something that we do with each of our animals throughout the day. We do body checks. We're checking for any scratches, any bumps, any marks that weren't there before that might need closer attention. And this is a trained behavior, believe it or not. As easy as that looked, all she had to do was lay there. That is not an easy behavior to train. That takes a lot of trust. She is exposing her belly. She is laying still while we walk around and look at her very closely, at her flippers, at her head, at her shoulders, at her back, all over. That takes a lot of trust. We check her flippers. We check their mouth. We can do voluntary teeth brushes, voluntary mouth flushes, voluntary eye drops. These things help stay on top of their health care. They're all preventative, proactive health routines, but it being a trained behavior makes it easy for us, it makes it easy for them to do every day, throughout the day, really stay on top of it, but it also makes it very stress-free. However, like I said, these take a lot of trust to get to that point, and the way that we develop that trust, we build that relationship with our animals, is these fun show behaviors that Brooke is also demonstrating with Indigo. They are almost as important as those husbandry behaviors for that very reason. That's how we build that relationship that allows us to do our husbandry behaviors with our animals. Now, they do these fun show behaviors. They do help build that relationship, but it's great for other reasons as well. One, I'm sure you guys are enjoying it. It helps show how amazing, how smart our animals are, demonstrate how amazing they are. It helps give them some physical exercise. These fun show behaviors are a great form of physical exercise, physical enrichment. We get them running around, we get them spinning around, jumping. It's also a great form of mental exercise, mental enrichment, mental stimulation. They are thinking so hard, so fast. Each and every one of these behaviors, this is a natural behavior. That is a behavior that you can see in the wild from sea lions. It is called porpoising, and it helps them go faster, and it helps over long distances because there's less friction in the air than there is in the water. Love pointing that one out. Some of the behaviors we train here are capturing just behaviors we see them do, which I'll kind of go into how we do that. But yes, I'm going to go back to how mentally enriching, mentally stimulating these behaviors are. Indigo she's watching Brooke, right? She sees these hand signals, the verbal cue, and in that 1 to 2 seconds that she takes to respond to that cue, Indigo is thinking, what behavior is that cue asking for? How do I do that behavior? And then she is going to do that behavior, all in like what, 1-2 seconds between Brooke cueing the behavior and Indigo completing it. They are so incredibly smart, which is why we do so much of this training. It is the best form of mental enrichment, mental stimulation. They are thinking, we are training, one, we are working on old behaviors, we're keeping them up, but we're asking them in different orders, in different contexts, in different ways, as each trainer asks it in a different way. But we also are constantly training new behaviors. And some of these behaviors, they might take a couple days to train. Some of these behaviors might take months, up to a year to train. And we can work on several new behaviors at the same time. These guys have so much going on, so much that they have to think about. It is great for their mental and physical health. But, so I mentioned, actually I forget what I mentioned, but I'm going to go into the types of training that we do, and that is positive reinforcement training. Oh, and that's what it was. I was talking about how we capture some of these natural behaviors. So positive reinforcement training, very simple, very successful form of training. It consists of when we see a behavior we like, we reward it. We positively reinforce. Oh yes, please give a round of applause. I got carried